Hello and welcome to History 2010. This is the A term for the fall 2024 semester. I am the professor for the class. My name is Dr. James McDonald. So obviously right here I started off with the syllabus. This is a short video introduction. And what we're going to do is look at the syllabus, the course requirements. We'll look at the Moodle shell as well and kind of tell you the ins and outs of the class. So let's go back to, here we go. The Moodle shell. Okay. So obviously this is a condensed class where we're going to be going through a whole semester in half the amount of time, which means I'm going to talk fast in this video. Now, it doesn't mean that, but you get the idea. We're going to be covering 16 weeks in 8 weeks. So this is, again, pretty fast paced, but hopefully you understood that when you signed up for the class. We looked at the syllabus. The syllabus you can find in kind of this opening section here. The textbook link will be right here. You need to just click on it and create an account with the publisher, and this should give you access to the textbook, which is required for the class. It's Dr. Shai's American Narrative History, which we'll allude to a little bit more as we keep going forward. The discussion board expectations are here, which we'll talk about in a second. And for now, we'll start off with the syllabus. And we'll find that one more time. Here we go. All right, there's the book, the class description. We're going to be going through America before anybody was here from Europe, the indigenous population, exploration, and also the Age of Discovery, as they often call it. And we'll go all the way through the formation of the United States to the end of the Civil War. So you need to do the readings for the actual text. That's important because the exam comes from study questions from each chapter, and those study questions I post on Moodle, and we'll take a look at those in a second. So there's my information. If you want to get a hold of me, the best way is through email. Just spell my name right. It's M-A-C, it's MacDonald. And I'm going to ask that you put your class and section number. I have several sections of 2010. I have a lot of sections of 2010. So if you just write, hey, I'm in your history class. Well, great, good for you. Please write that you're in history 2010 and then write the section number. So somewhere in the very little used, subject line of the email, write, A term, history 2010 A term. If you find your emails aren't getting answered, it's because I don't want to use my valuable time and look up who the hell you are and what section you're in. So please keep that in mind. If you've listened to this video, if you're in the class, you are therefore agreeing to the terms of the class. And that's my real pet peeve, is that students just, write like you're the only student that I have. No, I've got over 100 and, well, clickety-clack, a lot. So just please put your class and section number. So the readings, the textbook, all lead to the fact that we have 4 exams. And the exams are going to be timed on Moodle. They look different depending on when you click on them as far as the question order, the answer order. They will open on Friday and close on Sunday. That's the general rule with the exams. So, you have no excuse to miss those exams. The schedule is not only on the syllabus, but in Moodle. So we'll go over that as we go further along. We'll drop your lowest test grade so your best 3 exams count. And those 3 exams account for 75% of your grade. The other 25% come from 3 discussions that you have. The first is worth 30 points, and the second and third are worth 35 points each. So together, those discussions add to 100 points, and that is a quarter or 25% of your grade. This is not a free-for-all class, so the exams are timed. The discussions are due on the Fridays that they're due, and they're not due the following Wednesday. If they're late, they'll be graded appropriately. If they are not made up of at least 150 words, that's required. They will be graded appropriately. Now, when we go back to Moodle, you'll see a couple of things. At the top here, this is our department policy on AI. I catch this every semester, trying to use AI to answer your discussion, don't, because I'll find out and you'll get zero credit. There are no do-overs. There are no, I didn't know. You knew. I'm reading it to you right here. Here is the various methods students will use to get around doing the work, either in the old days, by that I mean 3 or 4 years ago, uh, we just plagiarized, we just copied and pasted crap that was on the internet and you turned it in, claimed it was your own, and that's theft and it's a zero. Same with Chat GPT or whatever else those other AI things are. So when you get to the discussion, and we'll look at one in a second, I have a general rule. Answer in your own words. If they're not in your own words, you won't get credit for it. So I know everyone's looking for the shortcut. And, my professor is old. He doesn't know about the internet. Uh-huh, sure. Yeah, we have all kinds of ways to check for cheating. And it's just one of the things that I'm going to insist on. And turn it in your own words. There are three whopping assignments for discussions and 150 words each. And I expect you to do them well. Here's the rubric, which is a fancy education word for, requirements. They have to be good on content and your argument that you're making, your analysis, grammar, and spelling. Don't turn them into a glorified text message. So, you start sentences with a capital letter and you use punctuation and you follow the rules of the discussion. Okay, here's week one. It's already highlighted. Yay. So we've got here with the little short intro videos. These are not related to the discussion, but I will say in the past, students have said, hey, these videos help. Now, when you click on them, depending on the browser you use, it might take a few clicks. There's one, there's two. This thing will spin forever unless you click on it. So I'll do it again and one more time. Yeah. Okay. That gentleman is Dr. Shy. He is the author of our textbook. So I have heard from students, and I actually read course evaluations, that these little videos, which are short, you're like, oh no, a documentary. No, they're like 2, 3 minutes. So click on these. It's a good intro to what you're going to be doing as far as the reading in a given week. And the way that you get to the resource material for the discussions are right here. So the first discussion, which is due the first week of class, is on the Black legend. Okay, this is directly related to the colonies and the race for empires overseas. And it's a crash course video, which you might be familiar with because crash courses are done in different disciplines. So you watch the video, again, 15 minutes. Oh no, so long. And then you answer the discussion here. So there's the question that has to do with the video. So rather than just look stuff up on the internet and post it up there as your own answer, go and actually watch the video and then write the answer in your own words. And you'll do fine. You'll have 3 of those during the course of the semester. Okay, the other thing you're looking at in week 1 is the exam 1 study guide. So if you click on that, it looks like this. So that's why you have to get the book and do the reading, because as you read, here are the study guide questions. There are 50 questions related to the first 3 chapters of the book. Exam 1 covers the first 3 chapters of the book. So there you have it. You don't have to turn this into me. It's just a reference point for you to use in the course of the semester. So you'll have one of those for exam 1, and then you'll take the first exam, and then you'll have study guide for exam 2. Let's go back to Moodle, see what that looks like. So there's your first week of work. Week 2, you've got to take the exam and finish chapters 2 and 3. And you can see right here that the exam is going to be open from Friday to Sunday. There's a couple of other short videos. This is new Moodle, by the way. I'm not going to say new and improved because I kind of like the older one. But hey, they just came up with an update. So we had to all live with the update. So there's exam 1. You can click on it all day long, but it's not going to open until the 30th of August. It's timed, and you have to complete it when it's open. And there you have it. In week 2, you've got your first discussion due. In week 1, you've got the first exam due, and then you start it all over again. Week 3, you can see here at the bottom, after you look at these little short videos, you've got discussion 2 and you've got exam 2, the study guide. So ahead of the exam, you're always going to see that study guide. In this particular discussion isn't watching a video, it's actually reading, oh no, the Declaration of Independence and then answering a question. In your own words. Again, in your own words. That'd be great. Okay, let's go back to syllabus. All right, I'll usually respond in a fairly timely manner. That is, if you put your class and section number, and if you don't, and I'm pissed off, I'm not going to really answer your email. So make sure you do that. If you don't get an answer to your email, it's because you just put, I'm in your history class. Great. This semester, I'm running 8 history classes. So that narrows it down a lot, young scholar. Thanks. So class and section number for you, a term. Okay, here's all the university policy stuff with all the links that you need if you need to see them. And then as far as my syllabus goes, it's really, short and simple and sweet. It's just, here's the whole schedule essentially for the semester. So this is what you look at when you're wondering what you got to do, and then of course you go to Moodle, and that's where you go and do it. So here's all 8 weeks compressed into about 1 page. You see, basically the pattern is discussion, exam, till we get towards the end. And then the last 2 weeks, you've got to finish up the half of the textbook that we use. That's chapters 12, 13, 14. Notice this says exam 4, it doesn't say like final exam. So the exam 4 just covers the last 3 chapters and is due at the end of the A term. Again, very, very straightforward. And then the class is over. So what we do is count your 3 best exams, whoa, along with all the discussions, and that's your class average. So turn the discussions in on time, because every semester you're going to see that, I see that at least, what I call the fabled discussion dump. And students are like, oh no, I like my test average, but I didn't do any discussions. I'll turn them in. Turn them in as many as you want. If they're way past their due date, they're not going to be accepted. And so I'm just telling you this because it happens every semester. And, to avoid tears, frustration, and blaming me for your lack of completing assignments, make sure you do that. Keep up with this. This is a self-guided class. There's going to be no emails about, reminding you to do exams or discussions or anything like that. Lord knows I've got too many classes to keep up with and be your kind of personal assistant when it comes to making sure you do the work in class. So once again, it's, I think, a very simplified class, as you can see. We understand that many of you are not majors in history and that this is a good intro class. I hope you get something out of it. I mean, this is, as a nation, we're not very old as other parts of the world, but, we have an interesting backstory. The origin story of the United States is really, really interesting. And this is fast paced. I mean, if this was a 16-week class, it would be fast paced because we're going from colonies to Civil War, 400 plus years in a relatively short amount of time. The textbook, it's a textbook. What can I say about it? There are worse textbooks. This one's pretty good. It has a nice narrative story-like approach to it. It has some within the text exercises that you can use as you go and do the reading. And I hope you get something out of it. It may not be your favorite subject. It may not be your favorite section of history at all. But it's important that you develop some critical thinking skills, that you are disciplined going through the semester, and that you get the work done as we go along. Now, at any point in the semester, if you need to reach out to me, problems, concerns, or anything else, just remember to email me with your class and section number in the subject line. I really hope you enjoy the class. I hope you have, more than that, a great and enjoyable fall semester.